Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? Right, it's Tuesday. Tuesday is request day, and if you've got a map you'd like me to review, be it one that you've created yourself or one that you've seen from somebody else that I happen to have missed, stick it in the comments down below. If you can include the Steam link, that's a double bonus. It saves me hunting around for it and getting the wrong map. That'd be quite embarrassing, wouldn't it? Now, the waiting list is quite short now. It was many months. I mean, some well over 6 months before we got round to them. But the list is probably under 1 month now if you put a request in. So if you can, that'd be great. It would really help me out because it will soon we're going to run out of requested maps. And so then what will we do? What will we do? I will find something. And today's map is requested by the creator, and I've had a look on the workshop. It's technically their first map, although it's an updated version of it, so I'm not going to give you the quick shout out for that, but I will give you a shout out for your daily reminder. Do it now, please. Yes, please, clicking like really does help support the channel, and you get my applause for your little click on the button. Of course, if you're new, you've never seen the show before, watch it first and then click like, because I'm not going to ask you to like something you've not seen yet. Now, today's map is Erinn by OnGame. Let's hope OnGame was on their game. I love the logo, by the way. You'll be seeing that again within the show. There's the start square, rail, road, and water. All is there, and in plenty of an abundance even. The resources look like this: trees and fertile land only. And then if we go and have a look at the workshop, now other than the obvious things like network extensions 2 and a few trees and bushes and whatever, 81 tiles, Tiki Torch, the Anim UV params and the custom light effects all jump out at me as being things. It is the clay map theme and the realistic 1.2 LUTs that we use so often as well. Right, so we'll talk about the Anim UV and the custom light effects after the asset break for reasons that will become obvious. Now, we've got the rail between the road, which can upset a few people because getting out from between the roads is a bit of a struggle. Up here, we've got a little perfect bridge. Now, this is just beautiful. This is what a perfect bridge should look like. It's nice and low, unless, of course, you've got a shipping route up the river. But nice and low, and it's just beautifully tapered back down to ground. Cannot grumble about that at all. And then we got our first intersection. Now we're looking out for clipping lampposts because it looks a little bit low. It's nice, obviously plopped, but very nice indeed. Let's have a quick look down here. This leads down to a nice little bay area to build into. Yeah, quite like that. Thank you very much. And if we have a quick look, it's not actually not as low as it looks. It is very sleek. It's low because it's big. That's what it is. It sprawls over a large area, and therefore it makes the whole thing look a lot lower than it actually is. But it's very nice indeed. Let's roll along towards the next thing. And the next thing, is it an intersection? Is it a bridge? What's going on up ahead? The answer is the roads go up, but the rail stays at ground level and slips out underneath. Look at that little slide, little sneaking out. Oh, clever. Yeah. No, that's fine. Now the rail is out and free and can go and do its own thing. And it's going to do that. There it goes. Going to do its own thing down here. It's going to dead end there, but that's fine. That's in the start square and very helpful. Thank you very much. Next intersection, a very busy swirly turbine type looking thing. There's your start square. All good. And if we come down and have a look, it carries on actually. But it doesn't go anywhere. But that's fine. It leaves you the option to do stuff. We've only got the 1 rail connection, by the way, and 2 highway connections. It looks like there's going to be more, but there's only 2 highway connections. Down here, here's your turbine. Now, we do have some clipping lampposts going on here. If I can find one, there's the first one. A little bit low there, I'm afraid. There's one underneath as well, which you might have just caught a glimpse of. And then down here, yeah, some major stuff too, right on top of each other, right there and there as well. Just a little bit too tight, I'm afraid, here. Another one there as well. So yes, clipping lampposts. So anybody who's thinking this might be a 5-star for detail, I'm sorry, it won't be. We're going to come back to this one, and we're going to take the long route back towards the start square, because, well, we've got a few minutes to kill, haven't we? And it's quite a nice looking map, isn't it? It is actually aesthetically, I mean, it's aesthetically generic. We've got huge flat build plains and mountains for backdrop, and I can't fault that. I really can't. I mean, if that's what you do, that's what, I mean, we keep harping back to Icania, not comparing this to Icania, but Icania traditionally does flat build plains with mountains for backdrop, and you can't fault it. You really can't. It's a perfectly... Oh, hang on, we're elevated. Ah, hang on. Elevation, what's under here? We've got trees under here, and the trees are not going to get any daylight. So, yeah, I think they could have been removed or replaced with some bushes or something like that. Anyway, yes, so we're elevated because it is slightly lumpy bumpy, and it just helps smooth the transitions out by being elevated. Very nice. Look at how nicely this is done as well. I've got the hill poking through the bottom there. But yes, lots of trees underneath that, and there are some trees a bit later on underneath bridge work as well, which we won't stop and look at. Now, we've got an intersection here which gives you access to another start location, not the start square obviously, but plenty of room to break into there without having to build your own intersection, which is quite nice, I say. Quite nice indeed. Right, okay, now if you haven't already clicked the subscribe button, now's the chance to do so, because, you know, it's the party's getting large, I like it. You know, we're going large, I tell you. This is interesting. I'm not saying I like it, but there's nothing wrong with it, okay? It's a long slope going up to the bridge, going underneath a flyover, and, yeah, it's tidy. I'm not saying it's something that I would ever do myself, but that does not mean that it's wrong. It just means that it's something I wouldn't do personally. Bridge comes down fine. It'd be nice to see it curve off a little bit at the bottom, but it's still, there's nothing wrong with it. I can't mark it down. In fact, I didn't stop to look at it, but yes, it would have been nice to see that just arc around a little bit, smoothing the transitions a little bit, but hey, still good. Down here, past the castle, which we'll look at after the asset review break, we stop dead end here, access to a big build plane around here, and also if we were to cut across the build plane, we'd reach another highway connection there. So we'll go back the long way towards that as well. Bridge over bridge. We're going to take this one here. This is now back down towards the start square. Okay, if we follow this down, all this traffic is going to return to that intersection with the, you know, the spinning turbine with the clipping lamppost. Do you remember the one? Yeah, this is where this lot's going to. So anyway, yes, it's a good map. It is definitely a good map. I cannot fault that. As we head down now towards what is going to be an aesthetic intersection. You like a little bit of aesthetics every now and then. Here it is. We pull up, and there you go. That logo right there, made with roses. Let's have a look at it. Now, see the way it fizzles. That's LOD, that is. The LOD. If we pull back, you can see it suddenly pops back in. Nothing the map creator can do about that. It's just, you can see where the yellow, even with the trees as well, see how the trees are popping in and out as well. Nothing the map creator can do. Yes, I do have adaptive visibility prop thing. Oh, yeah, lampposts. Yes, I've got that running as well, but even so, that has its limitations also. If we head down to this one, another aesthetic intersection here as well, but this one's a lot more fun. It is. Oh, we're going to chuckle at this one, guys. Have you seen that? That's lovely. Absolutely beautiful. Once again, if you pull back, it'll pop again. There it goes. Pop, and then back in again. Oh, there. Lovely. Great work. Thank you, game. Needed that. I really did. Anyway, if we follow this over, let's pass the clipping lampposts again. We have access to this build area over here, and access to this build area over there as well. And then we can cut through the mountain, and you may remember seeing a little dead end on the left as we were going down that valley. That's where that's from, over there. Only thing I'd grumble about, if anything, is this is a 3-lane highway, and if you look where it's going from and to, it's not really... highway's overkill. Just the standard road through there would have been better. Anyway, time for the asset review. Are you ready? Here we go. Off to Assetville for today's rather splendid asset. We're back down to ground level as well, because this is much better at ground level, I would suggest, especially as I've covered it completely in trees. Look at that. And what have we got today? Oh, it's the Forest Path by Vilgard92. Right, what we got is a dirt track of type. It's a road rather than a path, by the way. It's lined randomly with the trees. They look like they're imposing, but it's not. It's just the way that I've done the trees on the outside as well. Yeah, and we've got mosses and leaves as well, and of course the decals will pop in and out because we're right on top of them. But yes, it's a really nice thing. It's a great alternative to the standard vanilla one, and to the, who was it? Who did the muddy dirt track? Was that Ronix? Anyway, that's by the by. Forest Path by Vilgard92, today's beautiful asset of the day. We head off to Themington Island for this week's theme and LUT combo, and what we're looking at this week is the new Caledonia Concrete v1.1 by bisabeols with the photorealistic LUT by Reaper. This is a personal favourite combo of my own, and I use it in the asset review. Anyway, let's have a quick look at a couple of factoids, because of shortages of cloth during the war, male swimmers in some parts of the country, the UK that is, were permitted to wear brief trunks at municipal swimming pools, but as soon as the shortages were over, they were required to appear in more substantial garments. And speaking of prudism, feet. A lot of people don't like feet, don't they? Anyway, they were so offensive to prudish Americans that the word feet was actually banned from conversation. I don't know how they policed that, but that would be a good one. Oh dear, yes. I suppose they could bring that back. It would prevent a certain president from putting his foot in it, wouldn't it? Anyway, enough of that. Let's move on. Moving on. The shipping routes. We've got one shipping route running across the coastline. I have no problems with this at all. It works absolutely fine. I don't know why I'm making a thing of it at all. Erinn's on game. This is, by the way, guys and gals. Erinn's on game. It's there on the game. Right, let's have a look at the water flow. Now we've got some serious water flow here. One river that's running across the top of the map. It's joined up here by the water flow from the edge of the map there. And we roll down here, we've got water flow coming in from the side of the map over here as well, going off the edge of the map too, but at least there's a waterfall. And then down here we've got another river coming in from the side, except for it's kind of going off the edge of the map too. We've gone past a major outlet there, water coming in from this flow, and then the main river down here. If you have a look, there's barely any water flow at all. In fact, it's coming in from the sea. There it is. So that's the edge of map water flow pushing in. It's a shame. Most of the water is pushing down this main river, but where is this water going to, I ask myself, and I ask you too, and you're going to ask me back, and I'm going to show you that it goes into this little lake right there. Makes no sense at all, I'm afraid, that. It works, don't get me wrong, but you can actually see the amount of water pouring into here kind of distracts from this as being a realistic lake. Now, had the creator, had on game, pushed the river going down the side of these mountains and escapes right there, I think that would have worked better than having the river running up here. I think water physics would have worked a lot better as well. Let's pull back and have a quick look. What have I got to find? Let's have a look at the start square. Yeah, we haven't done the start square properly yet. It's fairly flat, pretty much very flat. In fact, the whole map is pretty much very flat. Lots of buildable location in all the valleys as well. The beaches, we've got trees on the beaches, but they are the palm trees. Unfortunately, they're the ugly vanilla palm trees. And not the beautiful stuff that's been created by the likes of Mr. Mason. Oh, hello! It's the essential lighthouse, no less, right in a good location, except for it's been badly detailed. Look at that, and we're going to have to fix this. I cannot stand for this. Let me just quickly boosh this along a little bit there. That's, hang on, the clipping terrain at the bottom. That's much better. I can accept that. Okay, that's much nicer. There is another essential lighthouse all the way over here as well, and this one, I don't understand why it's where it is. It's kind of accessible, but I think here would be better, or possibly even, if we can bring this maybe down, how about this ridge here? How about there maybe even? I think that would look better as well. That said, I just feel it's kind of like, it doesn't add anything. So, unusually, I'm going to destroy it. Of course, that will still be in your map, guys, when you download this map to play it. That's only in my particular game that it's been destroyed. Right, okay, so what else can we have a look at? It's a beautiful, castles. Castles. We've got a castle down here. Easily missed. Okay, and then if we pull back and scroll up to here, yeah, second castle here. Almost looks copied and pasted, doesn't it? Almost. It doesn't really say this is. It's not really any real interest, I'm afraid. It may as well have been copied pasted, even though I'm sure it hasn't been. It's something, I guess. Like the tree placement in the hills, by the way. This is nicely done, going down all the ravines, not too much on the actual hill faces, and then across here, of course, got some plateaus, and the trees look really nice on the plateaus as well. Excellent work there, cannot fault that at all either. Oh, another castle. Or is that castle we've seen? I think we might have seen that castle. So many castles. Right, okay, what do I need to talk? Ah, yes, this. Right, okay, found a bit of bare ground here. Now, remember I said about the anim UV params and the ticky lamps? Yeah, these things, the ticky torches. I'm just going to put a whole load down here, right? So, and of course, all the custom light effects as well. So we've got all these torches. You're coming right close. They're tiny little things, right? They're great asset. Really, really nice asset. And you need the custom light effects to make them work, clearly. But if we put the lights off, right, you can barely see them, right? Okay, that's fine. It's fine that you can barely see them. We pull back, you'll see they'll just disappear right there. Very difficult to see them, to find them, if there's already some on the map. Bear in mind, these are an acquired item on the map. On the workshop, sorry, as is the anim UV params. I spent 20 minutes. I'm not kidding. I spent 20 minutes with the lights off, scouring the map. I couldn't find them. I thought they may be in these. By the way, your chance to vote: 1 star, 5 stars, somewhere in between. Yeah, I couldn't find them anywhere. And I even used prop it up. I thought maybe if I prop them up into something different, maybe I'll be able to find them that way. Nope, I couldn't. No, just couldn't find them anywhere. So anyways, we'll settle this thing down. And so yeah, I question whether the anim UV and the custom lights and even the ticky torches are actually required, but there you go. Right, okay, so what have we got? And so aesthetically, it's quite nice actually. There's a lot of really nice things to say about this map. Very pretty in some places, especially with the custom designs, and I give it a very solid 4 stars. Detailing, there's a lot of really nice stuff about this map, but there's a few glaring problems, a few glaring errors. I can't quite give a 4th star. It's a very strong 3. For gameplay potential, I'd like to see an extra highway connection. I think there's room for an extra highway connection. And of course, if you want to play as a realistic play, that water flow is not good. That said, it is still a very playable map, and for that, I think it deserves 4 stars. So that's Erinn by OnGame. OnGame was almost very much on their game. There's a lot of really nice stuff here, and hopefully we'll see another map from them, because I think they've got a lot to offer. Oh yes. Well, thanks very much for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. You can join me tonight for a map making. Oh yes, we're getting on with that map making. There's also another link on the screen now to an old real life build, this one. If you like realistic locations, this is a real location, and hopefully it'll be a good one. Anyone will find out though, go and click that link and watch it through. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.